Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network for History Maker Baseball. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave, and what an exciting night it is. It is the championship game of the Best Team I've Ever Seen tournament, featuring the 2005 San Diego Padres visiting the 2003 Chicago White Sox. After 10 months, and 72 games of action, it all comes down to this. It is the third and final game, the rubber match in the championship series. Winner takes all. And it is going to be a doozy here tonight at U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago. As we welcome Brandon Baker to the chat room, thank you for joining us here tonight, my good friend. And we have a pitching matchup of interesting proportions as the Padres send Woody Williams to the mound, 9-12 with a 4.85 ERA, against Chicago's Mark Buehrle, who comes in at 14-14 with an ERA of 4.14. So the Padres are going to have a very quick hook on Woody Williams. He is not a strong pitcher, but he is the only guy available. But they have got plenty of bullpen arms available here tonight, and we'll get into that before the game gets started. First, let's go over the particulars. The hot guy for the Padres tonight is Dave Roberts. He was 3 for 6 in Game 2 of the series with a triple and 3 RBIs. And if you recall that game was a blowout. Jake Peavy for the Padres pitched a complete game, 5-hit shutout, and the Padres put up 14 runs to win it in a laugher. And it was the 3-run bases clearing triple by Dave Roberts that set the stage for the blowout. Ramon Hernandez only went 1 for 5 in that game, and his slump continues, and he will be the cold guy tonight for the Padres. For the White Sox, Maglio Ordonez continues his hot hitting. He was the only White Sox player to record more than 1 hit in Game 2 of the series. So he will continue to be your hot guy. The cold guy will be Jose Valenti, the shortstop, who was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts against Jake Peavy in Game 2. Both teams come into the game semi-harmonious. The Padres came off the mats to regain the momentum. And for the game day roles, Mark Loretta for the Padres will have the hero designation for tonight. He's normally a semi-hero, but the decide-or-die on the pregame warm-up chart was kind to Loretta. It's been a tough series for Loretta. He was injured for Game 1, and in Game 2 he was at odds with the media, and that seemed to affect his performance. But a pep talk from his teammates, and he is good to go here tonight. For the White Sox, if they need a batter off the bench, D'Angelo Jimenez will have the good eye quality. That was the pregame bonus for the White Sox on the game day charts. And the weather tonight is neutral. So that takes care of your particulars. Once again, we are at U.S. Cellular Field. It is a small ballpark for both righties and lefties, and the field is grass. We have a very distinguished crew of umpires for tonight's game. And behind home plate, could there be any other than the man himself, the creator of History Maker Baseball? Keith Avalone will be your home plate umpire for tonight's championship game. Dave Gardner is at first base tonight. My good friend and baseball traveling companion Jim Browning is out at second. And at third base, the irrepressible Ron Juckett. Ron turned down a date with Aunt Becky tonight to come to the ballpark and do his umpiring duties at third base for tonight's championship game, as we say hello to Philip Reynolds in the chat room. And with that, let's get into the starting lineups. For the visiting Padres, Dave Roberts will be the hot hitter. He will be the leadoff man in center field. Batting second, at second base, Mark Loretta. Batting third, the designated hitter, Brian Giles. Xavier Nady gets the start in right field, batting fourth. Mark Sweeney is the first baseman, batting fifth. Ramon Hernandez drops down to the 6 hole tonight as he has been slumping, but he will be behind the plate for the Padres tonight in the grand finale. Ryan Klesko plays left field and bats 7th. The shortstop batting 8th, Khalil Green. And batting 9th, the third baseman, Damian Jackson. Once again, Woody Williams is your starting pitcher for San Diego. For the homestanding White Sox, hoping to win the championship here tonight, Aaron Rowand is your leadoff batter playing center field. Carlos Lee has had some big games in this tournament. He is batting 2nd and playing left field. And the hot-hitting Maglio Ordonez bats 3rd and plays right. Frank Thomas is designated hitter and the cleanup batter tonight. Joe Crede at his customary 3rd base and batting 5th. Paul Konerko plays first base and bats 6th. Tony Graffinino batting 7th at second base. Batting 8th, the shortstop Jose Valenti. And getting the start tonight behind the plate and batting 9th, the veteran catcher, the icon Sandy Alomar. Mark Buehrle is on the mound. And now before we head to the game, let's take a quick look at the bullpens. For the Padres, Jake Peavy went the distance in Game 2. So they have everybody they need available tonight. Scott Linebrink is available for 2 innings. Rudy Cianez is available for 2 innings. Everybody else can go 2 or more for the Padres. And they're going to need it because Woody Williams is on a quick hook here tonight. They're hoping to get 3 innings at least out of Williams, but they've got arms aplenty in the bullpen if they need them. For the White Sox, they're also in pretty good shape for bullpen help as the very last guy out of the bullpen, Rick White, gave them 3 full innings. And starter John Garland gave them 2 1/3 innings of relief coming out of the bullpen. So the big 3 relievers for the White Sox, closer Tom Gordon and the setup men Damaso Marte and Kelly Wunsch, are all available to go at least 3 innings for the White Sox if need be. So with that, it is time for your opening pitch. Yes, Mark, this is Game 3 of the best 2 out of 3 series. So it all ends here tonight for the best team I've ever seen tournament. And when you get a minute, we would love to hear in the chat room about your Glory Days boxing match tonight. We'll visit that between innings. But right now, Dave Roberts is digging into the box against Mark Buehrle, lefty against left-hand batter. The umpire says, play ball. Keith Abalone starts the ball game, and this ball game in this championship game is underway. And the first pitch of the night is a 3-4-4. Is the pitcher a prospect? No. Is the batter patient? Dave Roberts is semi-patient, but the decider die says no, and already the decider die comes into play as Roberts pops out weakly to second base for the first out of this championship game. And that brings to the plate the number 2 hitter, Mark Loretta. Loretta standing in against Buehrle. The pitch is a 2-6-6. Is he the leadoff batter? No. That's a fly out to right field. Maglio Ordonez will make the play for the second out of the inning. And we go to the 3-hole hitter, the best hitter on the Padres, designated hitter Brian Giles. Giles, a semi-champion and a semi-slugger, and a patient hitter, and an icon on the experience chart. The pitch from Buehrle is a 2-4-5. Nothing in the pitcher's column. Is the batter a hero? No, he is a champion but not a hero. And that results in a pop-out to second base to end the inning. So 3 up and 3 down for Mark Buehrle. And the White Sox will come to the plate with the score. The Padres nothing, Chicago coming to bat. And it will be Aaron Rowand leading off for Chicago as we go to the player experience chart. Woody Williams, an icon pitcher. Aaron Rowand is neutral on the experience chart. And on a roll of 4-4, the umpire calls timeout to examine the ball. He discards the ball, and when play resumes, batter takes ball 4 for a base on balls. Very interesting. As a little gamesmanship here by Chicago to start things off. Somebody asked the umpire to check the ball, and he tossed that ball out of play. Woody Williams did not like that, and Woody Williams gives up a leadoff walk to Aaron Rowand. Rowand is not a threat to steal. As we go back to the standard batting charts for the number 2 hitter, Carlos Lee. Lee stands in against Williams, righty against righty. And he takes a look at a 1-3-4. Do we have a gold catcher? No. Do we have a champion hitter? No. And that is going to take us to the outfield drama chart. What will the outfield drama chart have in store for the Padres here tonight? And on a roll of 3-4, we're going to take a look at the left fielder, Ryan Klesko. Is the left fielder iron? Klesko is semi-iron, but the decider die says no. And on the roll of 3-4, it is an easy fly out to left field. It looked for a moment like Klesko might misjudge that ball, but he found his bearings and made the catch for the first out of the inning. And that brings to the plate the hot-hitting Maglio Ordonez. As Rowan returns to first base, and Ordonez stands in against Woody Williams. The pitch from Williams is a 3-3-4. Is the pitcher an ace or a star? No. Is the batter a sad sack? Definitely not. Is the batter eager? He is not. And the result of that roll is going to be a single to left. And on a lead die of 3, the runners advance 2 bases on any hit. A stoic runner at first base advances only to second base, and Rowan is indeed stoic, so that makes sense. The ball was hit to left field. It's hit in front of Rowan, so he will pull in at second base. And now there are runners at first and second, with still just 1 out for the designated hitter, Frank Thomas. Thomas stands in against Woody Williams, as there's already some nervous pacing in the San Diego dugout. The pitch is a 3-3-6. Is the pitcher an ace or dynamic? No. Is the batter a sad sack, utility, or patient? Frank Thomas is patient, and he is going to look at a called third strike. So Frank Thomas had a lapse in his aggressiveness there. Taking a look at a called strike 3 with a runner in scoring position. And that is a big out for Woody Williams. And with 2 outs, that brings to the plate Joe Crede. Crede with a chance to stake the White Sox to an early lead as he squares up and takes a look at a 1-2-6. Is the pitcher fresh? Yes. That is a line out to second base, and that ends the inning. So the White Sox threaten but do not score, and at the end of 1 complete, we're scoreless. And now we have an update from Philip Reynolds on the Glory Days boxing. John L. Sullivan versus Tom Sayers. Scheduled 15 rounds, went 5. The round 5 winner won based on going beyond the allowable punch count for 1 round, 25 punches. The punch count was 27-19, and I'm guessing John L. Sullivan was the winner. Philip, am I correct? And as we wait for another update from Philip Reynolds, we will go to inning number 2. As Mark Buehrle steps to the mound once again against the heart of the Padres order, Nady, Sweeney, and Hernandez. Here's Xavier Nady to lead things off with a 1-2-2. Is the pitcher a workman? No. Is the batter a champ or a whiffer? He is a whiffer. And this is one of those odd plays where being a whiffer actually works to his advantage, as Nady nubs an infield single down the line at third. Joe Crede picks up the ball, but he has to eat it. And Xavier Nady is on with the leadoff infield hit. That brings to the plate Mark Sweeney. Nady is not a threat to steal. Yeah, Sweeney stands in, left-hand batter against left-hand pitcher. 3-3-3 is the roll. Is the batter a utility or a sad sack? No. And the result of that play is a line drive into the outfield. It's up the left center field alley between Rowan and Carlos Lee. Sweeney trucks around the bases, and he will end up at third base with a triple, and Xavier Nady will score as the Padres take a 1-0 lead. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Nady scores, Sweeney ends up at third base, and it is a 1-0 ball game in favor of the Padres. Mark Sweeney went the other way with that one. Aaron Rowan was shifted around to pull, and Sweeney took advantage of a gapper to put a run on the board. And with nobody out, Mark Sweeney is perched at third base and threatening to score a second run against Buehrle. It's only the second inning. No reason to play the infield in at this point in time, as Buehrle winds and delivers to Ramon Hernandez a 1-1-5. And because the pitcher is fresh, that will be a pop fly on the infield, and it will be Joe Creedy making the catch for the first out of the inning. So Buehrle is a third of the way home, but now has to deal with Ryan Klesko, still with a runner at third base, and now one out. And Klesko takes a look at a 1-1-3. Is the pitcher an ace or dynamic? No. Is the batter a slugger? No. The result of that play is a base hit up the middle. So Klesko singles home the run, and it is now a 2-0 ball game. This is just what the Padres needed, as Woody Williams gets out of danger in the first, and the Padres have put up 2 runs here in the top of the second, and still only one man out, with Ryan Klesko now perched over at first base. Here is Khalil Green, the number 8 hitter, standing in against Buehrle. Buehrle winds and delivers a 1-4-4. Is he a flash? No. Is the batter a hero? No. Is he a whiffer? Yes, and that's going to go as a strikeout. So Khalil Green goes down swinging. And with 2 outs now, your batter will be the number 9 hitter, third baseman Damian Jackson. Jackson looking out at Buehrle. Buehrle looks in and sights the sign. Winds and delivers a 3-4-5. Do we have an iron catcher? No. Does the batter have a good eye? No. And that is going to be a strikeout looking. Damian Jackson takes a called strike 3 to end the inning, but not before the damage has been done, as the Padres come up with 2 runs on 3 hits, including the big triple by Mark Sweeney to take a 2-0 lead as we head into the bottom of the second. And we say hello to D. Scott Howard, who has joined us at the ballpark. Thank you for coming out, sir. It is Game 3, the championship game of the Best Team I've Ever Seen tournament, pitting the 2005 Padres against the homestanding 2003 White Sox, but the White Sox have found themselves in a 2-0 deficit as we head to the bottom of the second inning, and Woody Williams will face 6, 7, and 8, Konerko, Graffinino, and Valenti. And we start the inning on the Baseball Right Now charts. Konerko is neutral. The last batter Woody Williams faced was Joe Creedy, who lined out. So both the batter and the pitcher are neutral going to the Baseball Right Now chart. And the roll is a 2-4. Do we have a hot batter? No. And that results in a fly out to left field. Ryan Klesko makes that play for the first out of the inning. And Tony Graffinino comes in with the bases empty and 1 man out. Graffinino had some nice games in the middle portion of the tournament. Has been relatively quiet here so far in the finals. But he takes a look at a 3-4-5, and he is going to strike out looking. So another strikeout for Woody Williams, as the White Sox are not getting the job done. Maybe a little overconfidence here against Williams, and we go back to the Right Now chart. And this time Williams is a semi-hot pitcher, but once again we get that 4-4 roll. Batter steps out of the batter's box, timeout is called, then he takes ball 4 and draws the walk. So that is the second walk given up by Woody Williams, both on that right now chart as the White Sox have been stepping out on him, and that has thrown him off his confidence. And now coming to the plate, the number 9 hitter and the veteran catcher for the White Sox, Sandy Alomar. Alomar starting in place of Miguel Olivo tonight, as he's got a little bit better of a bat and has the icon experience level. The pitch to Alomar is a 2.44. Is the pitcher an ace? No. Is the batter a champion? No. And that will be a ground out to shortstop, and that will end the inning. So Williams manages for the second time to hold Chicago's offense scoreless. And as we go to the top of the third, it is still a 2-0 game in favor of the visiting Padres. And for the Padres, it will be leadoff hitter Dave Roberts to the plate. He flied out his first time at bat against Buehrle. And this time Buehrle delivers a 1-1-2. Is he a flash? No. Is the batter a sad sack? No. And the result of this roll is check with scorer, which means that Roberts will reach first base, and we're waiting for an official scorer's rating. And on a roll of 5, it is an error charged to the shortstop. Jose Valenti kicks that one, allowing Roberts to reach to open the inning. So Valenti kicks that away. Roberts winds up at first base. He is a threat to steal. He's an active runner. He's a semi-active runner, and the decider die makes him an active runner. So if he gets his lead, if he gets his jump, he can steal on a 1-5. But the decider die says no, he gets no jump. And Roberts will be forced to hold at first base as Mark Loretta comes to the plate for San Diego. 2-5-6 is the roll. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is the batter a champion or patient? No. And we go to the infield drama chart. Let's see what's going to happen in the White Sox infield tonight. And on a roll of 1-3, it is a third baseman check. Joe Crede is your third baseman. Is he iron? No. In fact, he is semi-gold. So he makes the play on the routine ground out. And on a lead die of 1, that is going to be an around-the-horn double play. So Crede to Graffinino to Konerko for the twin killing. And that makes the bases empty with 2 outs for the number 3 hitter, the lefty Brian Giles. So smooth defense by Joe Crede for the White Sox. And the bases are empty for Giles. 3-6-6 is the roll. Is Giles a pinch hitter? No. The result is a fly out to center field, and that retires the side. So bottom of the third for Chicago. We're back to the top of the order as we welcome Bruins fan to the chat room. Welcome Bruins fan to U.S. Cellular Field for the championship game of the best team I've ever seen tournament. Woody Williams is on the mound for San Diego. He is a workman, so not a good pitcher, but he's gotten through 2 scoreless innings so far, and the Padres are hoping to get him through at least 3, and then they can get into some of their bullpen arms. Here's the pitch to Rowan. It is a 2-3-6. Is he a double control or dynamic? No. Is it a pitcher batting? No. And the result of this roll is a base on balls. So Rowan is on first to start the inning, and that brings to the plate Carlos Lee. 5-5-6 is the pitch to Lee. Is the pitcher an ace? No. Is the batter a sad sack? No. And that is going to be a double to right field. And let's see, on a lead die of 5, runners advance 2 bases on singles, score on doubles. Although a stoic runner only advances 2 bases. And Rowan is stoic, so he will have to stop at third. But the White Sox have the rally going here in the bottom of the third. A double by Lee, Rowan over to third, and with nobody out, Runners are at second and third for the hot-hitting Maglio Ordonez. As action begins in earnest here in the Padres bullpen. A couple of guys throwing up in the bullpen for San Diego. Here's Maglio. 2-2-4 is the roll. Is the pitcher at home? No. Is the batter a slugger? He is a full slugger, and that is a double to left. And Maglio Ordonez, with one swing of the bat, has tied the score. Both runs will score. Ordonez pulls up at second with a double. And that makes Woody Williams a semi-struggler, as he has given up 3 on bases in a row. And I think the Padres are going to go right to the bullpen. There is some kind of video chat going on that I'm not I'm not aware of, but I keep getting the notifications here. So here we go with a pitching change, presumably for San Diego, as Williams goes 2+ innings and gives up 2 runs, and he is responsible for Maglio Ordonez at third base. But with reaching the status of semi-struggler, the Padres are going to go ahead and pull the trigger and make the change. So what do they have available? They need 7 innings of bullpen work. And they've got really 4 guys who are capable of pitching. So they are going to start with the best guy they have available in the middle relief corps, and that is Scott Linebrink. So Linebrink comes into the game. Say so long to Woody Williams. Linebrink is able to go 2 full innings, and that's probably all we want him to go, because that would use up his freshness. As Frank Thomas is on to lead off against Linebrink. Linebrink is a full ace and a semi-control. And his first pitch to Thomas is a 1-5-5. Is the batter a home run king? Frank Thomas is a semi-home run king. The decide or die says yes, and Frank Thomas greets Scott Linebrink with a deep drive to center field, and that ball is out of here. Just like that, the White Sox explode for 4 runs, and they have taken a 4-2 lead with nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Frank Thomas got all of that one. And that ball is out of here, and it is now a 4-2 game in favor of the White Sox. Brandon Baker, a couple of guys are throwing up in the bullpen. That's another old announcer shtick. I can't remember who said that, but if you Google that, there was actually a radio announcer that used to use that terminology. A couple of guys are throwing up in the bullpen. That might have been Dizzy Dean. It might have been somebody else. But Brandon, if you get the chance, please give us a full report on that. As Joe Creedy comes to the plate now with the White Sox leading this game for the first time. Standing in against the Padres relief ace Scott Linebrink, who has just given up a 2-run Johnson to Frank Thomas. The pitch to Creedy is a 1-4-6. Is Linebrink a flash? Yes, he is. That is a strikeout. So Linebrink had a little stank on that one and just blew away Joe Creedy for the first out of the inning. Although the Padres now trail by the score of 4-2. And that brings Paul Konerko to the plate. Konerko against Linebrink takes a look at a 3-5-6. Are the batter and pitcher the same? They're both righties, and that will be another strikeout. So Linebrink strikes out 2 in a row after the home run to Frank Thomas. And with 2 out and the bases empty, up to the plate comes Tony Graffinino. 3-3-6 is the roll. Is the pitcher an ace? Yes, he is. And that will be a fly out to center field to end the inning. But the damage has been done. Crooked numbers for the White Sox as they take the 4-2 lead. Legendary Padres announcer Jerry Coleman is credited with that play on words with the pitchers throwing up in the bullpen. So thank you for that, Brandon. Kudos to my man Brandon. He is a mandolin player and a Googler extraordinaire. As we go to the top of the fourth, with Mark Buehrle still on the mound, now semi-fresh, as he will face once again the heart of the Padres order, Nady, Sweeney, and Hernandez. And by virtue of the last roll, we go to the player experience chart to begin the inning. Nady at this point in his career is a semi-prospect, and Buehrle is neutral. And the roll is a 1-3. Do we have a prospect pitcher? No. And the result of that is a ground out to third base. And that brings Mark Sweeney to the plate. Sweeney with the big triple in the second inning to get the scoring started for the Padres. They need some more fireworks from their offense to get back into this one. As Sweeney squares off against Mark Buehrle, and the pitch is a 4-4-5. Is the pitcher a workman? No. Is the batter patient? Yes. Sweeney draws the walk. And with one out, Ramon Hernandez comes to the plate. Hernandez, your cold batter tonight, squaring off against Buehrle. And the pitch is a 2-2-5. Is the pitcher a star? No. Is the batter a slugger or a sad sack? He is a semi-slugger. The decider die says yes. And the result of that play is a pop out to right field. Another one of those backwards readings where the card quality actually leads to an out instead of a hit. Maglio Ordonez moves under that one to make the catch. Sweeney returns to first base, and Ryan Klesko will be your two-out batter. Klesko also with a single, his first at-bat to drive home the second run of the game for the Padres. Klesko takes a look at the pitch from Buehrle. It's a 1-2-4. Is he a control pitcher? Yes, he is, and that is a ground out to shortstop. Jose Valenti makes the pickup and the throw to first, and that retires the side in the top of the fourth. So through 3.5 innings, it's still 4-2 in favor of the White Sox, with Scott Linebrink on the round for his second inning of work against 8-9-1 Valentine, Rowand, and Valentine, Alomar, and Aaron Rowand. Here's Valentine. 2-5-6 is the pitch. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is the batter a champion or patient? No. Back we go to the infield drama chart. Another test of the Padres infield. The roll is a 1-3. We're going to test the third baseman again, and that is Damian Jackson. Jackson, a handy fielder, can play multiple positions, infield and outfield. He is a neutral fielder, so he is going to make the pickup on the routine ground out and deliver it to first base for the first out of the inning. And that brings to the plate the veteran catcher Sandy Alomar as we return to our standard batting charts. Alomar 0 for 1 with a ground out so far tonight. The pitch from Linebrink this time is a 2-3-5. Is the pitcher wild? No. Is the batter eager? He is eager, and that results in a single through shortstop. So Alomar saw a pitch he liked and drove it back up the middle for a base hit. And he will pull up at first base with one man on, one man out now as we go back to the top of the order for Aaron Rowand. Rowand stands in against Linebrink. The pitch is a 1-3-6. Is the pitcher an ace? He is an ace, and that is a strikeout. So Rowand goes down once again. And with 2 outs, that brings to the plate Carlos Lee. Lee standing against Linebrink. 3-4-5 is the roll. Do we have an iron catcher? No. Does the batter have a good eye? No. And that is going to be another strikeout. So Linebrink comes back after the home run to Frank Thomas and retires 6 in a row. But it's still a 4-2 deficit faced by the Padres as we head to inning number 5. That's going to be all for line break. He has pitched his 2 innings of freshness. So I'm going to put the blue chip there to remind me to make the change when we go to the 6th. But in the top of the 5th, Mark Buehrle is back out on the mound. Still looking strong for Chicago. As Khalil Green is into the game, and we go to the right now charge. Green struck out his first time at the plate, so he will be semi-cold. The last batter faced by Buehrle was Ryan Klesko, and he grounded out. And that will make Mark Buehrle a neutral pitcher. And the roll is a 1-5. Do we have a cold batter? He is semi-cold, and the decider die says yes. So Khalil Green watches as the 3rd strike catches the outside corner for the strikeout. Green strikes out looking to open the 5th, and that brings Damian Jackson to the plate. Damian Jackson standing in against Buehrle with the bases empty and 1 man out here in the top of the 5th. 1-4-4 is the delivery. Is the pitcher a flash? No. Is the batter a hero? No. Is he a whiffer? The decider die says no. And after all of that, it is a ground out to shortstop. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, that brings to the plate leadoff hitter Dave Roberts. And the roll to Roberts is a 3-6-6. Is he a pinch hitter? No. And the result of that play is a fly out to center field, and that ends the 5th inning. The fine fielding center fielder Aaron Rowan runs under that one to make the catch. And through 4 1/2, we're halfway home, and the White Sox lead it 4-2. And we get to the bullpen chart. Linebrink has pitched his 2 innings. Next in line, we've got the heart of the order coming up here, 3, 4, and 5. So we're going to want the best available reliever, and that is going to be the semi-ace Rudy Cianez. So Rudy Cianez comes into the game, replacing Linebrink, who gave up 1 run in his 2 innings of work. And Cianez has his work cut out for him as the heart of the order stands in, beginning with the hot batter of the night, Maglio Ordonez. 2-5-6 is the roll. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is the batter a champion or patient? Ordonez is a semi-champion, and the decider die says yes. And Maglio Ordonez works the leadoff walk. So Cianez comes to the game and walks the first hitter he faces. And that brings to the plate Frank Thomas, who homered in his first at-bat. Or in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 2. 3-4-6 is the roll. Is the batter eager? No. And so Frank Thomas will draw the walk. So Cianez pitching himself into trouble here right away, walking the first 2 men to the plate. That will bring Joe Creedy to the plate. And that will take us to the team chemistry chart. Both teams coming in semi-harmonious. So we'll see what evils the team chemistry chart has to offer here. The roll is a 3-5. Do we have pitching team dissonance? No. That is going to be a ground out to shortstop. And on a lead die of 3, that will go as a fielder's choice. So that'll be a 6-4 ground out if you're scoring at home. Score that a fielder's choice 6-4. Ordonez advances to 3rd. Frank Thomas is out at 2nd on the force out. And Joe Creedy is safe at 1st. So now we have runners at the corners and 1 man out for Paul Konerko. As we go back to the standard chart, and a quick drink. And we're ready to go. Al, Red Sox fan, is in the ballpark. Al, my man, how are you? Welcome to the championship game of the best team I've ever seen tournament. It is the Chicago White Sox leading 4-2 in the bottom of the fifth inning with runners at the corners and one man out for Chicago with Paul Konerko at the plate. And I was just thinking about the decision here whether to play the corners in or play back for the double play. And I think we're going to play back for the double play. Rudy Cienez is a strikeout pitcher predominantly. So he's just going to bring his best stuff and see what he can do with Konerko here. The pitch to Konerko is a 4.46. Is the pitcher a star or no? Is the batter a sad sack, utility, or patient? Konerko is a semi-utility in 2003, and the decider die says yes. So Konerko takes a look at a called third strike, and Cienez got the pitch he wanted, and he got the call he needed from home plate umpire Keith Avalone. The runners will hold, and with 2 outs now, Tony Graffinino steps to the plate against Cienez. The pitch to Graffinino is a 1-1-2. Is the pitcher a flash? Cienez is a double flash, so he blows away Graffinino for the strikeout to end the inning. So Cienez got into some trouble but pitched his way out of it with 2 straight strikeouts. And as we go to the 6th, it remains a 4-2 lead in favor of the White Sox. And Mark Buehrle is on the mound for his 6th inning of work and presumably his final inning, as this will be his last inning of freshness. And in fact, if they need to, they will pull him sooner. It is Mark Loretta, followed by Brian Giles, and then Xavier Nady coming to plate for the Padres. The pitch to Loretta is a 1-2-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is the batter patient? No. Is he a whiffer? No. That's a ground out to third base. So Buehrle gets the first out of the inning. And now he will deal with the left-handed batting Brian Giles. I believe it was Greg Swindell, former pitcher from the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians and the Colorado Rockies and other places, who said baseball is a game of firsts. You always want to get the first strike on the hitter, the first out of the inning, and win the first game of the series. And sure enough, Mark Buehrle followed that advice to a T, getting the first out of the inning. Now let's see what he can do with the best hitter on the San Diego Padres, Brian Giles. Pitch to Giles is a 2-2-6. Is he hit by the pitch? The decider die says no. Is he the cleanup batter? No, he's the 3-hole hitter. Is he a whiffer? No, that is a fly out to left field. So Buehrle gets Brian Giles to fly out for the second out of the inning. And now he will deal with Xavier Nady, the right fielder for the Padres here tonight. And the pitch to Nady is a 3-5-6. Are the batter and pitcher the same? No. Xavier Nady, righty. Is he a utility or a sad sack? No. And Nady gets around on one and pulls a single into left field. And with 2 outs now and Nady at first base, Mark Sweeney comes to the plate. He is a lefty against the left-handed pitcher, although Sweeney's had a good night tonight. He tripled in the first inning to start the rally for the Padres and walked his last time at the plate. Buehrle wants to retire him and get out of this inning and back to the dugouts. The pitch is a 4-5-6. Is the batter patient? Yes, he is, and that is a base on balls. And now I think it is time to go to the bullpen with the righty Ramon Hernandez at the plate. So 5 2/3 innings for Buehrle. He gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, but he is responsible for the 2 men on base. He can win it, but he cannot lose it. The worst he can have is to leave with the game tied if both these runners happen to score. So for the White Sox, we need a reliever. And this is a bit of a tough call because you've got both of the righties in the bullpen are semi-workmen. And both of the lefties are better. So I think they're just going to go to the one of their good lefties in this situation. Let's see what they've got usage-wise. They need 3 1/3 more innings of outs. Damaso Marte can go 2 innings. Kelly Wunsch can go 2 innings. Tom Gordon can go 2 innings. They've got all the innings they need. So they are, in this situation, going to bring on Kelly Wunsch to replace Buehrle. Wunsch a full star and a full flash. Nice round of applause from the fans here at U.S. Cellular Field as Buehrle leaves the game, hoping that his bullpen can hold up and make him the winning pitcher in this championship game. But Ramon Hernandez would like to have something to say about that. He is the cold batter, standing in against Wunsch. And since Wunsch is coming in the middle of the inning, he will have the ace quality for this at-bat. The pitch is a 2-3-4. Are there runners on base? Yes, we go to the plate drama chart. What is going to happen here? That's why I love this game. This game tells great stories. And on the plate drama chart, it is a 1-5. Is the catcher gold? Your catcher tonight is Sandy Alamo. He is neutral. And the result of that is that the pitch is in the dirt and it gets away for a passed ball. So the runners will move up. On the passed ball. So Nady goes to third on the passed ball. Sweeney goes to second. And now with 2 outs, the tying run is in scoring position. And as a result of that passed ball, we now go to the player experience chart. Ramon Hernandez, a semi-icon. Kelly Wunsch is neutral. So the charts favor Hernandez in this situation. And on a roll of 6-6, there's the pitch. It's a drive to the outfield, and it is a fence check. My goodness, Hernandez gets hold of this one. He is a semi-slugger on the fence chart, and the decider die says yes. So this ball may be out of here as Hernandez puts a charge into one. It goes back, and it is off the top of the wall, and that will go for a double. And this ball game is tied. How about that? The cold hitter Ramon Hernandez gets around on one and drives a 2-run double to tie this ball game, and it's a bullpen game now, as both starting pitchers are off the hook. Xavier Nady scores. Mark Sweeney scores. Hernandez pulls in at second base, and we are tied. And that will bring to the plate Ryan Klesko, with now Hernandez at second base and 2 outs for Klesko. And the pitch is a 1-5-5. Is Klesko a home run king? He is a semi-home run king, but this time the decider die says no. So Klesko hits a deep drive to center field. It may be out of here, but it's going to come up just short as Aaron Rowan runs under it to make the catch. Dramatic play, as that nearly turned the game around back in favor of the Padres. Instead, Rowan makes the catch, and it is a 4-4 ball game going into the bottom of the 6th. And what better way to end the best team I've ever seen tournament than with a tie game heading into the late innings. This is excitement. Let's see, Rudy Cianez has pitched 1 inning, if I recall correctly. We'll double check that to be sure. So he will be good to go for, let's see, Cianez has pitched 1. He will be good to go for 1 more. He will be semi-fresh this inning as he faces 8-9-1 Jose Valenti, Sandy Alomar, and Aaron Rowan, with the game and the championship on the balance here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-4-4 is the pitch from Cianez. Is the pitcher a prospect? No. Is the batter patient? No. And the result of that roll is a pop out to second base. And that brings to the plate the number 9 hitter, Sandy Alomar, 1 for 2 with a base hit in his last at bat. Alamo versus Cienez, a couple of savvy veteran ball players here. And it's a 6-6-6. Is the pitcher an ace? He is a semi-ace, and the decider die says yes, and that will be a fly out to right field. Otherwise, that's a glove check. The decider die giveth, and the decider die taketh away. And on that deep fly ball, the decider die says Xavier Nady runs under it and makes the catch. And with 2 out and the bases empty, that brings to the plate Aaron Rowand. Rowand takes a look at a 1-2-2. Is the pitcher a workman? No. Is the batter a champ or a whiffer? He is a semi-whiffer, but the decider die says no. And the result of that play is a line out to third base, and that ends the inning. So we are through 6 innings, and we are tied at 4. That's going to be all for Cienez, so we'll take him out of the game. Kelly Wunsch has one more inning of freshness, and he will spend that right now against 8-9-1 for San Diego. Top of the 7th. Excitement here at U.S. Cellular Field. As Khalil Green steps in against Kelly Wunsch, who will step up and become the hero of this game. 1-2-4 is the pitch. Is he a control pitcher? No. Is the batter eager? He is semi-eager. The decider die says yes, and that is a pop out to first base. So it looked like Khalil Green may have swung at ball 4 there. And instead he pops out meekly to, did I say the first baseman? Yeah, first baseman Paul Konerko moves over to make the play, and that brings Damian Jackson to the plate. Here's Jackson. Pitches a 2-6-6. Is he the leadoff batter? No. That's another fly out to right field. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, we take a look at leadoff hitter Dave Roberts, the hot guy for tonight for the Padres. The pitch to Roberts, 1-2-6. Is the pitcher fresh? The decider die says fresh. That's a line drive out to second base. And that retires the side. And that is going to be all for Kelly Wunsch as he has pitched his 2 innings of work. And that ends the top of the 7th, so it is time for the 7th inning stretch. And so tonight we're going to ask the legend himself, Al Red Sox fan, to perform Take Me Out to the Ball Game while the pitchers warm up and the announcer takes a drink of soda to keep the pipes wet for the conclusion of this championship game and this tournament. Take it away, Al. And let's see who's throwing up in the bullpen. Probably everybody, given the tension in the ballpark here tonight. We've got innings 7 and 8 to deal with, and it will be Akinori Atsuka. Coming on to pitch for San Diego. So Cienez goes 2 innings. And next up it will be Atsuka for 2. And if they don't get to Atsuka, they're going to have to deal with Trevor Hoffman. So it will be 2, 3, and 4 for the White Sox here in the bottom of the 7th. Yeah, Al, sorry we couldn't hear you. I guess the mic wasn't working for Al Red Sox fan, but thanks anyways, my man. And Akinori Atsuka is on the mound. Got to make the change here in the scorebook. And he will be facing Carlos Lee to lead off the inning. 2-2-2 is the roll. Is the batter a sad sack? No. And that is a double to center field. Carlos Lee with his 2nd double of the night. And he will be at second base with nobody out for the hot-hitting Maglio Ordonez. Ordonez already 2 for 2 tonight. And Ordonez would probably be the MVP of the series, in particular if he can come through in this situation in the bottom of the 7th at the old ball game. Thank you, Al Red Sox fan. That sounded like Nurse Teresa to me. Good one, Philip. Okay, the pitch to Ordonez is a 1-5-5. Is he a home run king? No, he is a slugger, but not a home run king. And that is going to be a fly out to center field for the first out of the inning. Ordonez jumped all over that one, but just got under it as Dave Roberts runs under it to make the catch. And here's Frank Thomas, who's homered tonight. Thomas stands in against Otsuka, and he looks at a 4.56. Is the batter patient? Yes, he is. That is a base on balls. So Thomas draws the walk. Otsuka may have been pitching around him in that situation. And with one out now and runners at first and second, the double play is in order for third baseman Joe Creedy. The pitch to Creedy is a 1-1-4. Is the pitcher fresh? Yes, he is. That's a ground out to shortstop, and on a lead die of one, that is a double play. So 6-4-3 go the Padres for the inning-ending double play, and we go to the eighth. And we are going to go back to the White Sox bullpen as Kelly Wunsch has used up his 2 innings of effectiveness. And we need to check the scorecard here to see, just to double check the innings pitched for, let's see, so Buehrle went 5 2/3. Wunsch actually went an inning and a third, but he is still considered to have lost his freshness because this is his 3rd trip to the mound. So we've gotten through 7, and it is time for Damiso Marte to come on, the relief ace, I should say the ace middle reliever for Chicago. And it may come down to Trevor Hoffman and Tom Gordon if we get to the 9th and we're still scoreless. So Wunsch is out. Marte is in. He is a full ace, a full star, and a full flash. He is a stud. But he is going to have to deal with 2, 3, and 4, Loretta, Giles, and Nady here in the top of the 8th inning as tension fills the air at U.S. Cellular Field. Loretta looks at the first pitch. It's a 2-3-6. Is the pitcher a double control or dynamic? No. Is it a pitcher batting? No. And Mark Loretta leads off the inning with a walk. Loretta is not a threat to steal. And the top hitter for the Padres, Brian Giles, is at the plate now, lefty against left-hand batter. And the pitch to Giles is a 2-2-5. Is the pitcher a star? Yes, he is. That is going to go as a ground out to third. And on a lead die of 2, that's a fielder's choice. So Creedy to Graffinino on the out. Score that a fielder's choice. 5-4 for our Red Sox fans, since we know he's scoring at home. Loretta is forced out at second. Giles safe at first on the fielder's choice. And with one man out now, the batter will be Xavier Nady. Giles is potentially a threat to steal. He's a normal runner, so he can go on a 1-4. And against a stud pitcher like Marte, the Padres are going to try and manufacture this run if they can. And the roll is a blank on the decider die, which means that the runner did not get his lead and is not able to steal. So Giles holds it first, and he will remain there as Nady stands in against Marte. And the pitch to Nady is a 1-4-4. Is he a flash? Heck yes, he's a flash. And that could be a strikeout. And we go to the umpire check for this. A questionable or lenient umpire calls ball 4. Keith Avalone is a strict umpire, so he rings up Xavier Nady with strike 3 to retire him for the second out of the inning. Giles holds it first, and your 2-out batter will be Mark Sweeney. Believe it or not, Al Red Sox fan, your umpire card got lost somewhere. I looked for your umpire card. I was going to have you work this series and could not find your umpiring card. So Dave Gardner got the call because Al Red Sox fan, I guess, was touring with his rock band and not available for duty here. Ron Juckett skipped a date with Aunt Becky to be here tonight and umpire at third base, with Keith Avalone behind the plate, and my good friend and baseball traveling companion Jim Browning out at second. Mark Sweeney is up with 2 outs, and Giles still at first, facing Marte. And Marte winds and delivers a 4-5-6. Is the batter patient? Yes, he is, and that is a walk. So Sweeney works the walk, and that puts runners at first and second for Ramon Hernandez, who had the big double his last at bat. Hernandez is still the designated cold batter for tonight. So he has that noose around his, or that anchor albatross around his neck as he stands in against Marte, and the pitch is a 2-4-6. And on a 2-4-6, is he a control pitcher? No. Is the batter eager or sad sack? He is eager, and that is a pop out to third base. Hernandez got a little too excited, swung at a bad ball, pops it up to Joe Creedy, who makes the catch to end the inning. All right, so we go to the 8th inning, the bottom of the 8th, with Akinori Atsuka on the mound for his second inning of work against 6, 7, and 8, Konerko, Graffinino, and Valenti. It is the bottom of the 8th, and the tension is rising here in U.S. Cellular Field. Can Paul Konerko play the role of hero? Looking out against Atsuka, the pitch is a 2-4-4. Is the pitcher an ace? No. Is the batter a champion? No. Is he a whiffer? No. That's a ground out to shortstop. 1 out for Graffinino. Graffinino against Atsuka. 1-3-6 is the pitch. Is he an ace? No. Is he a whiffer or cold? He is a semi-whiffer. The decider dice says he is a whiffer, and that's a strikeout. 2 outs for Jose Valenti. He is a semi-utility, but also a semi-slugger and a semi-home run king. So if Valenti gets hold of one, he can be the hero. And the pitch is a 2-2-4. Is the pitcher pitching at home? No. Is the batter a slugger? He is a semi-slugger, and the decider die says yes, and that is a strikeout. That ends the inning. Scoreless for Chicago, and we go to the 9th, tied at 4. What are we going to do with the pitching? I believe Marte has another inning that he can go. Yes, Marte has gone 1 inning. He can go the 9th, and they're going to let him go the 9th because he is a full ace. So they will save Trevor Hoffman for potentially extra innings, or if they need him to work out of a jam here in the 9th. As Ryan Klesko stands in against Damaso Marte, the White Sox relief ace. The pitch is a 2-3-5. Is the pitcher wild? No. Is the batter eager? No. That is going to be a ground out to second base. Khalil Green is next up. 2 strikeouts and a fly out for Green. Facing off against Marte, the pitch is a 1-2-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is the batter patient? No. Is he a whiffer? Yes. That's another strikeout. And Khalil Green has recorded the hat trick. And that brings us to the number 9 hitter, Damian Jackson. The pitch to Jackson is a 2-3-5. And that is the same role. Is he wild? No. Is he eager? No. Another ground out to second base. And we go to the bottom of the 9th. Drama here at U.S. Cellular Field. Akinori Atsuka, I believe, has gone 2 full innings. 2-4-6-8. So it's all up to Trevor Hoffman now. Hoffman can go 4 innings if they need him, which is the limit for any relief pitcher. but he will only be fresh for the first and semi-fresh for the second. And after Gordon, there's just a bunch of strugglers and workmen in the White Sox bullpen. So Gordon is on, and he will face Sandy Alomar, Aaron Rowand, and Carlos Lee. Nice performance by Otsuka tonight as he gives way to Trevor Hoffman. And I believe we're going to see a pinch hitter potentially for Sandy Alomar, although he is a semi-hero. Miguel Olivo is utility. And yeah, the best available bat they have is Carl Everett, who's a semi-champion and a semi-home run king. So they're going to let Carl Everett come on to pinch hit for Alomar. As the White Sox are going for broke here in the bottom of the ninth. With Carl Everett, the pinch hitter, facing... Oh, I goofed that up. This is Trevor Hoffman. I got the wrong card up there, but I did get the right relief pitcher into the game. So here's Hoffman. A full star, a full flash, a full control against Carl Everett. Tie game, bottom of the ninth. Final game of this tournament. The pitch to Everett is a 3-3-4. Is the pitcher an ace or a star? He is a star, and that is a pop out to first base. Hells Bells, Trevor Hoffman retires the first man he faces. On a meek pop-up over to Mark Sweeney. And that will bring to the plate Aaron Rowand. Rowand, a hero and a semi-home run king. Looks at a 1.56. Is he a whiffer? He is a semi-whiffer, and the decider die says that's a strikeout. And that brings to the plate Carlos Lee. Last chance for the White Sox here in the bottom of the ninth before we go to extra innings. The pitch to Lee is, that's a leaner on the decider die. So the decider die says yes, that's a 1-2-4. Is he a control pitcher? Yes, he is. He's a full control, so the decider die didn't matter as Carlos Lee grounds out meekly to shortstop, and we go to extra innings. Oh my goodness, after all of this, we're going to extra innings. So Carl Everett comes out of the game, and Miguel Olivo comes in to catch for Chicago. Olivo comes in to catch, and he will go into the 9 spot in the lineup. Damaso Marte has used his 2 innings of effectiveness, and it will be Tom Gordon coming on for the White Sox. So 2 of the best closers of the era doing battle here with the championship on the line. And Gordon will have a tall order in the top of the order. Roberts, Loretta, and Giles. Top of the 10th, the pitch to Dave Roberts is a 1-4-5. Is he a struggler? No. That's a ground ball out to first base. Paul Konerko will take that one himself. Score at 3 unassisted in your playbook, and Mark Loretta comes to the plate. To extra innings we go. 1-1-4 is the roll. Is the pitcher fresh? He is fresh, and that's a ground out to shortstop. And with 2 outs, the batter is Brian Giles. Giles against Tom Gordon. The pitch is a 1-3-4. Do we have a gold catcher? No. Do we have a champion hitter? Giles is a champion hitter. The decider die says yes, and Giles lines a single to left field. Gordon came with his best heat, and Giles went the other way with a nice piece of hitting to put a runner on base. And will Giles attempt the steal? He's going to give it a try to get to second base and get into scoring position with 2 men out. Giles a normal runner. And once again, the decider die says he is not able to get the jump. So Giles remains at first base with Xavier Nady at the plate. Nady dials up a 1-2-3. Is he both flash and fresh? He is both of those, and that is a strikeout. Down goes Nady to end the inning, and we go to the bottom of the 10th. And it is 3, 4, and 5 against Trevor Hoffman. Hoffman now in his second inning of work. So he will be semi-fresh this inning and have no freshness left the rest of the way. Here's Ordonez. 3-6-6. Is he a pinch hitter? No, that's a fly out to center field. That brings up Frank Thomas. 1 for 2 tonight with a home run and a pair of walks. Looking out at Trevor Hoffman. The fans in U.S. Cellular Field are on their feet as it's a 4-6-6. Is the pitcher a control? Yes, he is. The pitch is red, and Frank Thomas delivers a single to left. So a base hit for Frank Thomas, and he will be at first base with Joe Crede coming to the plate. Now, do you pinch run for Frank Thomas? He is a stoic runner. He is your designated hitter and a stud at that, so you don't have to worry about replacing him in the field. But do you spend that bullet with the potential for extra innings? They do have a semi-active runner available on the bench in the person of Willie Harris. So do you take out your slugger and attempt to score the run here in the bottom of the 10th? Traditional wisdom says you play for the tie at home. So I am going to let the decider die decide. And the decider die says Frank Thomas stays in the ballgame. We may revisit that decision if Thomas gets into scoring position. But for now, it will be Joe Crede against Trevor Hoffman, with a runner at first and one out here in the bottom of the 10th. 1-3-6 is the roll. Is he an ace? No. Is the batter a whiffer or cold? He is not cold. He is a semi-whiffer, and the decider die makes him a whiffer, so Crede strikes out swinging. Thomas holds up at first, and that brings Paul Konerko to the plate. Konerko has the chance to win it for the White Sox if he can get a big fly here. And the roll is a 3-4-5. Iron catcher, no. Good eye, no. Strikeout. Konerko goes down swinging. He was swinging for the fences. But he goes down, and we go to the 11th. Okay, let's double check the pitching usage again. I lose track of this. If I had a... Actually, yeah, we're going to go to the box score and check Gordon's usage. He is the home pitcher, and Gordon has pitched 1. So I'm just going to put the blue pip there. So Gordon is eligible to pitch this inning. He is considered semi-fresh. Hoffman's already pitched 2. So he has used up his freshness. And here is Tom Gordon against Mark Sweeney to start the inning for San Diego. And the result of that last play is going to take us to the Baseball Right Now chart. Sweeney walked his last at bat, so he is neutral. The last hitter Tom Gordon faced was Xavier Nady, who struck out. So that makes Gordon hot. Hot pitcher, neutral batter. And on the Right Now chart, the roll is a 2-4. Do we have a hot batter? No. And that's a fly out to left field. And with one out, Ramon Hernandez comes to the plate. And we go back to the standard batting chart. Hernandez against Gordon. It's a 1-6-6. Is the pitcher a workman or gilded? No way. Is he a whiffer? No. That is a ground out to third base. Joe Crede makes another play. Reliable defensive third baseman, and he has had a solid night at the hot corner here tonight. And with 2 men out and Ryan Klesko at the plate, we go back to the player experience chart, where we will have icon versus icon. The pitch is a 3-5. Do we have an icon batter? Yes, we do. He adjusts his swing at the last second and loops a single into the outfield. So Klesko is aboard with the 2-out hits. And that brings to the plate Khalil Green. As we go back to the standard hitting charts, Klesko on the base paths is semi-stoic, so he's not really a threat to steal. And Green stands in against Tom Gordon and takes a look at a 1-3-6. Is the pitcher an ace? No. Is the batter a whiffer or cold? He is a whiffer, and that is another strikeout for Khalil Green, and he has now accumulated the golden sombrero. 4 strikeouts and a flyout for Khalil Green. And we go now to the bottom of the 11th inning. Trevor Hoffman is still out there for now his 3rd inning of work. He is no longer fresh. But he has the bottom of the order this inning in Graffinino, Valenti, and Olivo. Graffinino leads things off. It's a 3-6-6. Is he a pinch hitter? No. That's a fly out to center field. On we go to the number 8 hitter, Jose Valenti. The pitch is a 1-2-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. Is the batter patient? No. Is he a whiffer? Yes, that's a strikeout. So Valenti strikes out swinging. And that brings to the plate the number 9 hitter, Miguel Olivo. And there's no pinch hitter now because he is the last catcher. And the pitch is a 1-2-4. Is he a control pitcher? Yes, that's a ground out to shortstop. And we go to the 12th. All right, let's check on the status of Tom Gordon. I know he's been out there for 2 innings. So he is eligible to pitch 1 more inning, and then he will have to come out because he did pitch in Game 1 of the series. So he will be limited to 3 innings here tonight, and this is his 3rd go-round. So he wants to retire the Padres here in the top of the 12th and give them a chance to win it in the bottom. Damian Jackson, the number 9 hitter, is leading off. The pitch to Jackson is a 2-4-5. Is he a hero? No, that's a pop out to second base. And with 1 out, we go to the player experience chart. Gordon is an icon. Dave Roberts is the batter. He is neutral. 4-6 is the roll. Do we have an icon pitcher? Yes, we do. He sneaks strike 3 past the batter. And Roberts goes down looking. And with 2 outs, that brings to the plate Mark Loretta. The pitch to Loretta is a 1-1-6. Is the pitcher fresh? No. Is the batter a utility or a sad sack? No, and that is a single to left. So the fatigue got the best of Tom Gordon that time as Loretta delivers a single. And that brings to the plate the number 3 hitter, Brian Giles. They're going to let Giles swing away here. And he takes a look at a 2-3-4. Are the runners on base? Yes, and that takes us to the plate drama chart, and this could be huge. What is going to happen here? The roll is a 1-6. Is the catcher iron? No. So he is able to stop the ball from getting by him for a passed ball, but that is a ball to the hitter and takes us to the umpire mini charts. And with a runner on first and 2 outs, let's see what the umpire mini chart will do for us here. Tension in U.S. Cellular Field as we roll a 4-6. Do we have a lenient umpire at home? No, Keith Avalone is at home. A lenient umpire claims the ball misses a corner and goes for ball 4. Other umpires call strike 2 and the batter is still at bat. So it is going to take us 3 die rolls to resolve this at bat for Brian Giles, and we are back to the standard batting chart. As the pitch is a 3-4-4. Is the pitcher a prospect? No. Is the batter patient? Yes. And that is a base on balls. So Brian Giles draws the walk. And with 2 on and 2 out, Xavier Nady is the batter. One more on base will make Tom Gordon a semi-struggler, but he is going to go for the last ounce of energy in his pitching arm and see if he can blow away Xavier Nady to escape the 12th. The pitch is a 4-5-6. Is the batter patient? No. That's a fly out to center field. And that ends the inning. Wow. What a tense top of the 12th inning as Gordon is done after 3 innings of scoreless baseball on the fly out to center field. And it is going to be rag arm time for the White Sox the rest of the way. And Trevor Hoffman is out there now for the bottom of the 12th. And I need to remind myself again how far he's gone, because my memory doesn't last as long as these ball games do. Hoffman has gone 3. So this is his final inning of work. As Gordon pitches 2, and he'll come out of the ball game. And Hoffman is out there for his 4th and final inning of work. He is exhausted, but no way in the world is he coming out of this ball game if he has anything to say about it. Aaron Rowand is the batter, and we're going to start the inning on the team chemistry chart after what we saw in the top of the 12th. In the bottom of the 12th, Rowand on the team chemistry chart, both teams semi-harmonious. The roll is a 5-6. Do we have pitching team dissonant? No. And that is going to go as a strikeout. And that will take us to the right now chart. And Carlos Lee grounded out his last at bat. He will be neutral. Hoffman is hot as a result of the strikeouts. And 3-6 is the roll. Do we have a cold pitcher? No. And that is going to result in a pop out to the catcher. And with 2 outs and the bases empty, Maglio Ordonez is the batter. He is the hot hitter for tonight. And the pitch is a 1-4-5. Is the pitcher a struggler? No. That's a ground out to third base, and that ends the inning, and we go to inning number 13. As Hoffman is done. And I'll be darned if I can remember what that was. That was a ground out to third. Oh my goodness, to the top of the 13th we go. The beer stands closed 5 innings ago. And in spite of that, nobody has left U.S. Cellular Field. Into the game for Chicago. They have a couple of semi-workman pitchers available. John Garland can go an inning and 2/3. Gary Glover can go up to 3 innings. So it's going to be Gary Glover next up for the White Sox. Glover has, in spite of being a semi-workman pitcher, has had a couple of clutch performances for the White Sox late in this tournament. So we'll see how he handles 5, 6, and 7. Mark Sweeney, Ramon Hernandez, and Ryan Klesko. So Gordon comes out after 3 solid innings, and Gary Glover comes in for his first inning of work. And Mark Sweeney is in the ballgame at the plate. Sweeney against Glover, 1-1-3. Is the pitcher an ace or dynamic? No. Is the batter a slugger? No. And the end result of that is a base hit to center. Sweeney wins the inning with a base hit. And that will bring to the plate the cold batting Ramon Hernandez. Now, what do you do with Sweeney? He is the first baseman. Do you run for Sweeney? here in the top of the 13th. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Ramon Hernandez is the cold batter, so we're going to bunt with Ramon Hernandez. And if we get the runner over to second, then we will consider a pinch runner. So we go to the bunt chart. And on the bunt chart, we get a 4. And that is a successful bunt. So score that a sacrifice bunt for Hernandez. And we'll say that goes first to second, 3-4 on the putout. Sweeney moves up to second base. And now we will bring Eric Young off the bench as the pinch runner. Young is a semi-active runner, so he has a better chance of scoring on a base hit. So Sweeney goes out, Young goes in. For the pinch runner, and that will be Eric Young Sr., who is a semi-active runner. So here's Ryan Klesko to face Glover. The pitch is a 2-2-4. Are we pitching at home? Yes, that's a pop out to shortstop. So the home field advantage pays off for Glover in that situation as he gets the out on the mild pop-up to the shortstop Jose Valenti, and Eric Young returns to second base. And with 2 men out, the hitter is Khalil Green, and what a disastrous night it has been for Khalil Green. He would love nothing better than to get off the schneid here, 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts, and do something to get this run home. The pitch is a 3-3-6. Is the pitcher an ace or dynamic? No. Is the batter a sad sack, utility, or patient? No. That's a single to center field. So Khalil Green gets a base hit up the middle on a lead die of 3. Runners advance 2 bases on any hit, single or double. So it is Khalil Green who delivers the base hit up the middle to score the go-ahead run for San Diego. How about that? Drama here in inning number 13 as Damian Jackson comes to the plate. 2 men out, top of the 13th. Khalil Green at first base. He is a normal runner. So just for fun, we'll see if he can steal a base and maybe give the Padres an opportunity in an insurance run. And once again, the decider die does not let the runner steal. So here's Jackson. 5-6-6 is the roll. Is the pitcher wild? No. Is the batter a good eye? No. That is a strikeout. But the damage has been done as Khalil Green drives in the go-ahead run with a 2-out single off of Gary Glover to give the San Diego Padres a 5-4 lead in the top of the 13th inning. We do have a defensive substitution that needs to be made. Actually, what we'll do is we will bring, we'll let Eric Young will stay in the game to play right field. Although he's an iron fielder, so we may not want to let him play. But he is the only other fielder we have available. So Young will stay in the game. He will play right field. Mark Sweeney will leave the game, and Xavier Nady will move to first base. And that should make everything hunky-dory defensively. Let's see, Nady at first, Loretta at second, Green at short, Jackson at third. Eric Young in right, Dave Roberts in center, Ryan Klesko in left. So the defense is set. But we now need a relief pitcher as Trevor Hoffman has used up his effectiveness. And we'll see what kind of nonsense the Padres have. Oh, they've got Chris Hammond, who is a lefty, and he is control, but he is not a workman or a struggler. He's a neutral pitcher. So that's actually a pretty good choice to come in and try for the save, but he has got 4, 5, and 6. Frank Thomas, Joe Crede, and Paul Konerko, a bunch of righties waiting in line to take their hacks at Chris Hammond with their last chance to tie this ball game in the bottom of the 13th inning. Here's Frank Thomas against Chris Hammond. 1-2-4 is the roll. Is he a control pitcher? Yes. And he opens the inning by inducing Frank Thomas to ground out to shortstop. 1 out for Joe Crede. Crede against Hammond. 2-4-5. Is he a hero? He's a semi-hero. The decider die says yes, and Crede gets a base hit to left. That brings to the plate Paul Konerko. He is a utility, but a home run king. Semi-utility, semi-home run king, and everybody else on the bench is pretty much utility batters. We do have D'Angelo Jimenez, who has the good eye tonight. I don't know if we would use that or if we're just going to let Konerko and Graffinino swing for the fences. Oh gosh, we only need 1 run. Do we go with the upgrade in the on-base percentage and give up the power? We're going to let Konerko swing away. Konerko, a professional hitter, stands in against Joe Crede. Or with Joe Crede on first, stands in against Chris Hammond. The pitch from Hammond is a 2-4-4. Is the pitcher an ace? No. Is the batter a champion? No. Is the batter a whiffer? No. And the result is a ground out to shortstop. But on a lead die of 2, that will go as a fielder's choice. So it's in play. It's a fielder's choice. And that was ground out to shortstop. So 6-4 on the out at second. Crede is forced out. Konerko is safe at first. And we definitely want a pinch runner for Konerko. And it is going to be Willie Harris. Harris, a semi-active runner, but he is not active, so he's a normal runner now. And Tony Graffinino is a semi-slugger, semi-whiffer. So if he gets hold of one, he can do some damage here. As Graffinino stands in against Chris Hammond with the championship on the line. 2 outs, the tying run at first, the winning run at the plate. And it's a 1-2-6. Is the pitcher fresh? He is fresh. That is a line drive out to second base. And this ball game is in the books. Chris Hammond comes on to save it, as it takes 13 innings, but the 2005 San Diego Padres have won the best team I've ever seen tournament in 13 innings. As Mark Loretta makes the catch, and the San Diego Padres celebrate the tournament championship of the best team I have ever seen tournament. They were 82-80 in real life, but they came out and they made it through the competition. Probably the biggest surprise was the semifinals, or the finals of the National League bracket, where the Padres took out the 2001 Atlanta Braves with Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz. And the Padres won that series and then came on to defeat the Chicago White Sox in 3 games. After losing the first game, they blew out the White Sox 14-0 in Game 2. And a 4-inning shutout performance by Trevor Hoffman earns him the victory, and Chris Hammond the save, as your San Diego Padres are the winners of the best team I've ever seen tournaments. I will have to compile some stats and come up with a tournament MVP, but it's going to be hard to pick against Trevor Hoffman as the tournament MVP. Although Hoffman had that bad outing against the Cardinals, where Hoffman and Dennis Eckersley both blew saves. But we are going to give this MVP to Trevor Hoffman as he pitched 4 innings of shutout relief and gets the victory in the championship game of the best team I have ever seen tournament. Your final score is 5-4 San Diego in 13 innings. And the San Diego Padres have won the best team I've ever seen tournament in 13 long innings. And thank you to everybody who is here in the chat room tonight. It has been a fun night. It has been a fun tournament. And thanks to, Beatles Eternally is here. Thank you, sir, for coming by. Brandon Baker, Philip Reynolds, Al Red Sox fan. Philip Reynolds was here. Bruins fan stopped by tonight. D. Scott Howard made his appearance. Thank you to everybody for coming out tonight for 13 innings of cardiac baseball. Once again, your final score, the 2005 San Diego Padres 5, the Chicago White Sox 4. Congratulations again to the Padres. They are your champions of the best team I've ever seen tournament. We'll be back on the air Friday night with Action PC Basketball as the Epic Basketball League will return to the airwaves. But for tonight, that's our stream, and I am out of here.